Welcome back to the program. I'm glad you're here. As you know, we had Robert F. Kennedy Jr. on this program a number of times leading up to the election. We haven't had him back since he has been confirmed as the Director of Health and Human Services, but we will. He's very busy right now, is Bobby Kennedy, trying to save you and me from, well, often from ourselves. Joining me, a guy that tries to save me from myself often, Dr. Joel Kahn. He's my cardiologist. Just so you know, he's the founder of the Kahn Center for Cardiac Longevity and Integrative Cardiologist. Here he is, Joel Kahn, everybody. Doctor, how are you?
Thanks so much, Steve. Always a great pleasure to be with you.
Yeah, always trying to save my life. Between you and Ivy, you're probably going to get it done at some point, and make me survive. So I appreciate that.
America needs you, so I'm just helping America first.
Well, I appreciate that. Look, America needs to be more healthy. You're a cardiologist. You deal with obesity and hypertension and liver issues and kidney issues and all things that, impact the general health. The same things that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is focused on. It's the garbage in our foods. It's the garbage in our medicine. It's the garbage in our environment. This is long overdue, isn't it?
It's long overdue. Just real quick for the audience, you can't forget in my field of cardiology, it's been the number one cause of death for about 108 years in the United States over and over. Every 36 seconds, somebody dies of heart disease. Every 40 seconds in the United States, somebody has a heart attack, which could really end their productive years and their quality of life. And even though smoking rates have fortunately gone down, the statistics for heart disease haven't, because bad food, bad environment has replaced it. So we haven't tackled this, and I'm so excited. It's still unsettled, of course, that there's this big national conversation about the food industry and food quality and big farm and big pharma. My God, it's overdue, because people are dying. People are suffering.
They sure are.
They're not even fully aware, that burger they're about to put in their mouth is more chemical than, food.
Yeah. I talked about this on the program just today. If you go and take a photograph and look it up on Google or wherever, a high school graduation picture, 1965, and then lay it next to 1985, then lay it next to 2005, and then 2025, we look like a different species. The girth of people, young people, they've got little kids now they're trying to sell Ozempic to that are 6, 7 years old. How did we get there?
Yeah, and genes play a role in every disease, including heart disease. It's a relatively minor role. Most estimates are 80 to 90% of the number one killer in America could be controlled by not smoking, regular fitness, better food quality, better sleep. That would be a revolution of health. It would improve people's quality of life. It would drop healthcare costs dramatically and stop overburdening hospitals with such sick people. But it is needed so badly. It really is a crisis. And I have to say, heart disease doesn't get talked about the way it should get talked about. I want to see Bobby Kennedy start talking about heart disease. I did get a chance to slip him a couple of my books when you had him in the Lansing area in September or so, and I hope he reads them. But you're right. America has changed, and it's not our genetics that have changed.
You talk about smoking. When I was born, it was about 20% of the population smoked, about 1 in 5. It's down to actually close to 1 in 10. It's dropped dramatically. You just don't see people smoke anymore. And they've made it a hassle to smoke. You can't smoke in the restaurants. You can't smoke in public places. You can't smoke at work. It's funny when you I was in Vegas recently for a conference, still see people smoking. I'm thinking how weird that is. When I grew up, people were still smoking on airplanes. I'm old enough to remember that. But that's one big step forward. Food and nutrition, the other big step forward. What are the places that people should focus on? And the other thing is they got to see their doctor sometimes. A lot of people walk around ticking time bombs, don't even know they have high blood pressure, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's actually one of my big platforms. You're an amateur if you don't own a home blood pressure cuff. Spend $50, put a Velcro cuff on your upper arm and hit a button. You're really an amateur if you're not monitoring that, because you're going to the doctor maybe once a year, and you're just no idea. And more people die of high blood pressure than anything else on the planet. So do yourself a favor. You can get yourself a cold plunge, an infrared sauna, whatever you want. Get a home blood pressure cuff first, and it's much less expensive. Smoking rates are down, but Food quality is terrible. That's why I'm excited about RFK Jr. He's got a bill in Congress right now to ban ultra-processed, basically, the people call them Franken foods, from kids' school lunches, Lunchables, and the rest, and the fact that 10% of SNAP dollars go to soda, which is making kids, pre-diabetic, diabetic, obese, and
it's terrible. Sugar water.
Mental health disorders, right? It's terrible.
Ivy and I changed doctors here, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago now. First thing she asked me, I think it was legitimate. I went in for a physical. First of all, it's a concierge doctor, doesn't take insurance, so she actually spent like an hour and a half having a conversation doing the physical. First thing she asked me, I believe, do you eat processed, highly processed meat, i.e., salami, pepperoni, that sort of thing? I said, I don't really. She's good. And she's not a vegetarian or vegan. She just says that is absolutely one of the worst things you can possibly eat. Would you concur with that?
I would concur, and maybe number one on the list. Back in 2015, the World Health Organization, not one of my favorite organizations to quote, but they did rank processed red meats as a class 1 carcinogen along there with radioactive products. And really even a small amount of strip of bacon a day. And I know I'm going to offend all kinds of people that are bacon eaters, but a strip of bacon a day could measurably increase your risk of colorectal cancer. And from there, it's only gone up and up. Processed red meat, bacon, hot dog, pepperoni, sausage, and diabetes, and obesity, and dementia, and heart disease. Now, red meat itself has the same relationship, but much weaker, and is a food that could be included in a healthy diet in a limited amount. I choose not to eat it, but in a limited amount. But the processed red meats, danger, warning.
Chemicals, overcooked, processed. Well, and that's true of a lot of processed foods. All right, we got about 2 minutes here, doctor. So give me 1, 2, 3 things that could improve somebody's health today. Give me a list of some of the top things you eat. When somebody walks into your office for the first time, they say, Dr. Kahn, what do I need to do? X, Y, Z. Yeah. First of all, I think you heard the first thing. Get the cuff on your arm for $50. What else?
Yeah, that's number one. Number two, we call it just +1. One more apple, one more salad, one more side dish of broccoli a day, because it just starts people in the right place. I can't tell them to do 8 to 10 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. They're overwhelmed. How do I get them in? Even though there is some data that is a really good ultimate goal. +1 fruits and vegetables. And number 3, move your body. I'm at a standing desk right now. Not as good as a treadmill desk. Not as good as really being outside in nature walking. But I don't care. Just do what we've said for years. Park your car further away and walk. Take the stairs and walk, assuming you can. 5 minutes an hour, do some jumping jacks, push-ups. Move your body. Top 3, blood pressure cuff, the +1, and move your body.
Dr. Joel Kahn, always a pleasure to talk to you, doctor. Even when we're just having a conversation and it's not about me surviving for the next 100 years. He is the founder of the Kahn Center for Cardiac Longevity. Sir, always a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. What I take away from this conversation with him is this. Your mother was right. Eat less, move more, don't smoke, don't drink too much, everything in moderation, and be smart. Your mother was probably right. Dr. Joel Kahn is certainly right. We trust him around here. Good to have you here on the program. Remember to follow us on Facebook and X, on Twitter. We're live on YouTube every Monday through Friday as well. This is The Steve Gruber Show.